Hi everyone, and welcome back to this tutorial on building a Linux from scratch system. Last time we have prepared our USB key, so we've partitioned it, formatted it, and created some directories on it. So this is where we left off, and now we will use this sources directory here to download all the packages and then start installing them. Of course, we need some information about where to download these packages. And Linux from Scratch has this list of packages in chapter 3.2. And I will just copy this whole list. Okay, Control C. Now I will just create a new file, packages CSV. Well, CSV is, you probably know that, like an Excel table, but with a very simple file structure. So you basically have one table row per line, and then the columns get separated with semicolons. And I will now change this file, this list, such that the first column is going to be the name of the package, the second column is going to be the version of the package. I don't need the home page. Then the third column is going to be the URL where you can download it. But I want to change this URL such that the version number, I want to replace the version number just with an @ sign, so that later I just want to be able to just change the version number here to something new. So and then I just wanted to download that following as long as they still follow that same naming convention. So so this @ here basically tells me their naming conventions where the version number is supposed to go. And then in a script I just want to replace that with the version number from the front. Okay, and also I want the package names to be all lowercase. Okay, so I'm gonna do that now. And the fourth column is gonna be the MD5 sum. We will have to check the MD5 sums because, well, a lot of these downloads will go over the HTTP protocol, and HTTP is insecure, so just to protect ourselves against man-in-the-middle attacks, we will need to check the MD5 sums. It's good practice anyways. Okay, so this is going to take a while, so I will just fast forward now. Okay, so now I've finished creating this table here. We could, if we wanted to, we can open this with a spreadsheet application like Excel, or in this case LibreOffice Calc. So as you can see, we have package name, version, download URL, and MD5 sum. Don't save. And yeah, so this is how the file now looks. Okay, so in our LFS script, right now we are running this still in the directory home LFS programming LFS. But I want to really work on the USB stick, so I want to CD to that mount point, and yeah, I will just copy the scripts there so that once we've CD'd into that, we will still be able to use these scripts. So just copy recursively all the scripts and also the packages CSV to $LFS sources. And then we will change directory to that location, $LFS sources. Okay. And later, when we've created the cross compiler, well, of course, we want to use that cross compiler, so we have to modify our path variable. So this is a list of directories where Bash looks for programs when you want to start a program. Okay. And then we want to start downloading the files. So I'm gonna source download.sh. Keep in mind, when we execute that, we have copied everything here and we've moved here to the USB stick. So how do we do that? So we will just run through this list of packages. And yeah, we're gonna pipe it into this while loop that keeps reading line by line the lines of the packages, and then inside that loop we can then extract the columns for each of these rows. So the name of the package is gonna be in that line, but we extract it from there by using the cut program. And we this cut program allows us to go to a specific point in that line, and with this -d semicolon we tell it to skip 2 semicolons, so always to the start of a column, and the name was the first entry there. Okay, and this is gonna be the value here. Okay, so now we can extract the name, the version was the second column, the URL is the third column, but keep in mind that the URL didn't have the version number. So instead of the version number we had this at, so we have to replace that back now like this. Using the stream editor, replace the sign at with the version, so the value that we've read here. Because of that we need to read the version before we read the URL. And yeah, the version number might be in there multiple times. In some cases it is in there multiple times, so we need this global back here. Okay, and then the same thing for the MD5 sum. That was the fourth column. Good. Now from that URL I want to extract the file names, the name of the file that we download. So we will just run the program base name on the URL. Okay, so base name just gives us the last part of this URL string when you cut everything at forward slashes. Okay, so let's just for testing okay, so now let's test if this works. Okay, this looks good, right? So we have here an entry for Vim. Let's see the entry for Vim, version 8.2.1361. Vim 8.2.1361, that looks good. The URL, LinuxFromScratch.org, lfsvim, lfsvim, looks good. The MD5 sum, E07, E07, okay, that looks also good, and this is the correct base name of the file. Okay, so I think we are reading this file correctly at this point. So yeah, what we can now do is we can just wget the URL. And after we've downloaded the URL, as I said, we should really check that the MD5 sum is correct. So if it's not correct, Okay, so we pass the MD5 sum and the file name to MD5 sum, the program MD5 sum, and if that rejects this input, then I would just remove the file again. Because in that case we just can't be sure that it's correct, so we might be under man-in-the-middle attack at this point, so yeah, I'm not gonna proceed at this point. Although, of course, it's quite unlikely, but good. Okay. Now, if we have already downloaded the file, I would really like to avoid causing more traffic on their servers, and also some of these packages are pretty large and it takes a while for them to download. So if I already have them, then I just don't need to download them again, because if I have them, this also means that the file was correct, so it had passed this test, because otherwise I would have deleted it before. So so I can now basically just skip all this if the file is already there. Nothing is so simple that you cannot do it wrong 3 times in a row. Okay, so all of this is only done if the file isn't already there. Okay, let's run this. And this is looking good. We are downloading all the stuff. This takes a while now, so I will fast forward again. Oh, great. One of the packages could not be downloaded. Oops. I made a mistake in the packages CSV. I had run this through bash script that replaced uppercase letters with lowercase letters for this here, for the package names, but this here needs to be an uppercase P. Okay, let's resume. Same thing for Python. Okay, I think this is looking good right now. So here are all these package files. 90 files sounds reasonable. Yeah, so I think this is okay for this video. So in the next video we will start installing these things. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe, and please turn your ad blocker off. That would help me a lot. And yeah, see you next time when we start installing all that stuff. Bye.